What's up, YouTube? Today we look at a website titled DeansDale.com. And the author, DeansDale, wrote an article on his clarification of what game is and the skeptics that exist in the PUA community. He wrote this article on July 27th, 2010. Let's begin. He starts off by saying, in flirting, there are many tools. Some examples are a smile, a confident body language, bragging about your wealth or status, whatever it may be that'll make you look good. And as tools go, there are certain tools that are going to be better used in certain situations. For example, let's say you change a tire, you would want to change a tire with a power hand drill, preferably at least, versus, let's say, a hand turn socket, right? They're both tools that will work, but one is way better than the other. And when it comes to flirting in a game, the same thing applies. And through experience, you'll be able to figure out what works and what doesn't work during a certain situation. But a big problem that he's realizing in the game community is that nobody is teaching people how it all works. What tool you can use here or when or why, and why is it better in this situation versus this situation, right? All the nuances that come with the situations and the tools. And he adds that the biggest problem is that the men are being fooled by everyone around them. Right? They believe in the Hollywood movie. They believe in what their female peers and their parents are teaching them, that romance comes naturally. But in reality, it doesn't. Basically, what society is telling men is that you must not learn how to handle women, right? Don't learn about it. It's just going to come naturally. You're going to meet the one. And if it's not the one, well, then you didn't meet the one. That's what he's getting at. And so he says most men wander around not even paying attention to their own experiences, and they keep on failing to achieve their goals, right? They don't know how to use the tools. They're not paying attention to the tools. And some of them don't even realize the tools exist. And that's a problem because they'll never really open their eyes or use their brains to figure out what is the reason behind others' success. Why can he do it, but I can't? But the reason why they can do it is because they have more tools and they know how to use them better. And when it comes to game, think of game as a box full of tools. And as tools go, each tool comes with a manual on how to use them. It's not that they can't work. It's just that they won't work properly if you don't use them in the right situation. And he gives an example of, let's say, blacksmithing. If you only know how to operate the bellows, your success as a blacksmith will be very limited. If someone gives you a hammer and tells you how to use it, then it's up to you to manage. But simply saying that the hammer does not work is foolish. The neg or the false time constraint. These are all tools, and you don't have to use them to get laid, but you can, right? And sometimes they'll be the perfect tools to use in a situation. And while you can manage without them, why should you, right? There's nothing wrong with the idea of selling, right? When you sell a product, you are doing your damn near best to make sure that your prospect understands that what you are selling is the best deal they can get. And in a way, the tools of game do that. And unfortunately, on the flip side, according to Dean, there's a lot of people who don't necessarily agree with this kind of behavior. And in fact, Dean created a list of 7 different types of people and what their opinions are in game. And the first one is the ones who are repulsed by the idea and say it's immoral. They are strongly against that seduction and learning could possibly be a thing in the same sentence, right? They believe that every man and every woman belong together, and the man and the woman have to spend their lifetime searching each other out. And he says they live in pink dreams where every man has their own fixed destinies from birth, and it's sacrilege to try to alter them if one's not satisfied. A core of their beliefs, which they rarely distill into plain words, is that if you fail, you must not improve. You have to keep trying and failing till you drop dead or give up on women altogether. And he says that these are the people who are going around spreading the lie that there's some soulmate or mystical woman out there that's waiting for you. But in reality, this is a huge disillusion, and it's messing up how men view women in romance and love. And he ends that group of people with, these are the people who insist there are no tools and that there shouldn't be any either. If you come across a problem to be solved, you'll either succeed or fail if it's according to your destiny. So to sum that up, these are the people who believe that there's no such thing as learning how to seduce women. These are the people who go about their lives thinking that they must not improve. They just keep trying. And if they're failing, then the person they're with is not the one. And if you decide to stop trying, then you just give up on women altogether. They don't believe in any tools. They don't believe there should be tools. And they basically just leave it up to fate. The second group of people are the ones who delve into a little bit, skim the surface, and think they know everything. For example, they found some picture or video of mystery on the internet and think that game is all about black nail polish and stupid hats. Right? These are the ones that find the toolbox, but when they open it up, the first thing they see is a wire stripper, and they immediately close the box saying they don't know what it is or how to use it, but it looked ridiculous. And he says they are very easy to spot because they speak in an arrogant way and throw out arrogant assertions about game, which are total BS. So these are the people who think they know what they're talking about, but they don't really understand it. And they're like, look, this is all stupid. I don't know what y'all talking about. It's ridiculous. The third group of people are the ones who believe that there's no need for game. With these people, you can consider them naturals, right? That they are naturally blessed with a wide range of tools and instinctual knowledge on how to use them from the get-go, right? These are the ones that you see that can easily grab the attention of women, have happy relationships with women, and they aren't held back by problems that the quote-unquote men who can't get women have. This could be also considered the group of people who might be labeled as a womanizer or a player. Going back to the analogy, these are the handymen with their own toolboxes, not recognizing that they do have tools and they just keep on talking that problems can be solved with bare hands. The fourth group of people are those that believe game can't be learned. If you're a natural, then you win. And if you're not, then forget it. These are most likely the people that tried to learn game but never had it work for them. And while they might have had one or two events of success, 99% of the time, it just doesn't work out. And so they believe that if you're bad with women, you'll be bad with women forever. The issue with this is that they don't believe that they can improve, even if it takes a long amount of time. Right? Just because you don't know how to use a rock drill doesn't mean you shouldn't try to learn how to use it. It's learnable. It doesn't mean it's unlearnable. It's learnable. You just need some guidance. The fifth group of people are the ones that know about game and they dislike it because they believe it's manipulation. And Sean doesn't like that they call it manipulation, and he states, first of all, the word manipulation evokes a sense of evilness. He says this is BS that implies that men approaching women with sex in mind have evil intents. He says sex is not evil, wanting to have sex is not evil, and trying to talk to someone into having sex with you is not evil. And that the accusations of manipulation are just there to try to shame you. And the idea that women want to be manipulated into sex is indirectly saying that women don't want to have sex with you. And the counter argument that he brings up is that those women who are willing are willing. If a woman does not want to have sex, then there's no way a pickup artist can manipulate her into do it against her will. If a woman doesn't want to have sex, they won't have sex. If they want to have sex, they'll have sex. And he says, we live in an age where women are supposed to be independent and empowered. Remember? Let's cut them some slack, and instead of picturing them as stupid dolls with no willpower at all, let's just say that when they have sex, they know what they're doing. The sixth group of people are for those who tried game and say it doesn't work. The problem most probably is that they grabbed some tools but did not read the manuals or didn't do enough practice. They find a toolbox, take a wrench and a chainsaw, run up to a rusty Ford Mustang, and then come back disappointed. Basically, these are the guys who have put in the time and they continue to try and they try again and they try again and they try again, and they're like, it just doesn't work. I tried this and that, but it just ain't happening. And the last group of people are those that believe game is abuse, coercion, or rape. And Dean says these guys are just retards or evil. He says most of them are radical man-hating feminists who sleep under a poster of Andrea Dworkin with a text bubble saying, "Oh, sex is rape." And the rest are business competitors trying to blacken PUAs in hopes of stealing their customers. So all in all, Sean believes that game is a toolbox. A toolbox that has almost an unlimited amount of tools that you can use that will help you seduce and attract female. He believes that the main issue with game is on two accounts. First, being that men are being fooled by everyone around them into thinking that romance is supposed to come naturally. The reality is it does not. Secondly, no one is telling them about the tools they have in their toolbox as men to use to seduce and attract women. On top of that, for all the men that have access to a toolbox, some of them believe it does not exist. Some of them have tried it and think, you know what, this ain't for me. Some of them don't know that they have it and they just think, what are these guys talking about? Getting with women are easy. And some of them have it and choose not to use it because they feel it's either immoral or in some way, in shape or form, manipulation. So all in all, I want to thank you guys for stopping by. Believe this article was very interesting. And if you feel like you've learned something today, or you want to share your opinions on what you believe game is and how we can help men uncover the truth about how to use the tools in the toolbox, please leave a comment down below. I'm always happy to chat with you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.